All right, everybody. Hey, Matt Galogly here, and I am going to take you through this case study on how an anti-aging practice increased profits by $168,000 in 1 year without adding any new patients. So I'm going to walk you through what we did. A couple of things before we go. Before I get started, I'm not going to tell you the name of the clinic. I'm not going to tell you the doctor's name, and I'm not even going to tell you the location. Reason why is client confidentiality. What I'm about to share with you, I've been, this allows me to share without really kind of giving away a bunch of their specific strategies that we created for them, but you will be able to get the general idea, okay? You'll be able to get actually more than the general idea. And this is just one way that we're able to help increase profits, because really this is about increased profits, not necessarily increased revenues. You want to increase profits, okay? All right, so let's take a look at the problem. So the problem that we had was there were two locations. And like a lot of doctors in the anti-aging space, these facilities were dependent on procedures. And usually what was happening, it was the latest and greatest procedure. So you know how this goes, you get contacted by some folks, we've got this procedure and it fixes erectile dysfunction. And we have a website for you and we have this and we're going to generate leads and you're going to put these flyers up in your office and you're going to sell another $50,000 worth of this stuff. The problem is those have very short shelf lives. So it's always kind of this up and down on these procedures. The second thing is they were subject to seasonality. Weather, storms, political climate, all of those can have a big factor in kind of how your business does. If you are in what is known as a swing state, if you're in places like Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida, Arizona, Nevada, if you're in these swing states that are highly volatile with regards to political, and they go from one side of the aisle to the other in each election, there's a lot of money that is dumped into those markets, and so that can dramatically have a negative impact on your business, especially about 8 to 10 weeks out. We deal with that here in North Carolina all the time. Traditional advertising was becoming more and more expensive. And what happened was this created an open system. Okay, so what is an open system? So an open system is this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge this a little bit so that you all can see this better. So this is an open system, okay? An open system is exactly that. So you have people that come in for a procedure, right? They come in, they get the procedure done, and they spin right back out, okay? So they come in and they spin right back out. The problem with this open system is there's no sustainability to it. You are always dependent upon whether or not people are going to come in and sign up for another procedure. And just kind of always doing this. You're on the what I like to call the transaction hamster wheel. What you want to do if you want to get to really great profitability is you want to create called a closed system. And a closed system is that no matter which way they come in, they stay into the system because that they're paying you some kind of membership fee or monthly continuity fee. Okay, so in this case, in this client's case, you like my high-tech stuff? I know, my mother would be so proud. This is how the revenue and profits look like for a procedure-based business. Okay, so again, just play with me here. It's a lot easier for me to draw this stuff out than take an hour and try and do this in PowerPoint. Okay, this is right here the revenue that they get from their ongoing continuity. Okay, their membership. This is the stuff that they get from the procedure, okay? And you can see if they have an off month, their revenue is going to go down and they're not covering their monthly nut. What you want to create, and what we created for this client, was a membership-based, where 2/3, we're not there yet, but we're getting there, where 2/3 of their monthly revenue and profit is coming from memberships. People that pay you continuity, that show up that you charge them each and every single month, okay? It's a great way to live, by the way. It's a wonderful way to live. So let's talk about the solution. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a closed system whereby the procedures lead to some form of a membership. Now, I'm not going to go into the particulars of their membership. I will tell you that they have an executive level and they have kind of like a general public level. And it's all based on anti-aging and feeling better and keeping the Grim Reaper at the door, if you will, away from the door. But they created a closed system. And what that is basically every procedure leads to joining, okay? Whereas before they were just doing the procedures. Oh my God, we got, this deal. Oh my gosh, we got to do a procedure. We got to do a sale because we got to make a bunch of money. I got payroll coming up. Instead, we have constant, consistent income. Okay. We then raised prices on existing members to be at or above the market. And then our desire was to reverse the revenue model, would be 2/3 of expenses covered by membership versus the current model where 1/3 is covered. So this is a big deal, right? Because again, if you have seasonality, which all businesses do, if you have 2/3 of your expenses covered by ongoing monthly continuity income, the credit card's automatically being charged each and every single month, life gets better. Okay. It's what I like to, it's one of my favorite models. So here are the results. In phase one, what we did is we raised prices 28% across the board in the members. Less than 1% of those members dropped out. This resulted in an additional $168,000 in profit without seeing any new patients. Boom. Took us about 4 months to put that into place. We had to just kind of talk through a couple of things. And the biggest issue we had was the thought process they had was, oh my gosh, we're going to lose all these members. I actually made a bet with them. And I said, you'll lose less than 5% of your clients. And I was right because they only lost 1%. And they got very little pushback. People were not complaining because it was done the right way. We structured it in a way and did the work for our client to make sure that didn't happen, that there was no pushback. Second phase, this is really important, is we began running blood work on every patient who came in for a procedure. And we were converting 70% of those members into membership based on their blood work results. So we do a lot of anti-aging. I do the same thing at a clinic that I own a piece of. Everything that we do leads towards putting people in some kind of membership. Now, at the beginning, it might be $1,000 a month, but very quickly it gets to about $25,000 a month for a small to mid-sized practice. And that $25,000 a month, that's covering rent. That can cover a portion of not all of payroll. It's pretty nice to know that you've got this ongoing cushion. In the clinics, we had that up to about $35,000 a month. And it was pretty nice per clinic. And then phase three, we planned and raised prices. We plan to raise prices again in Q2 on 2020 of members to be above the market. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. So here's the results continued. The owner is transitioning to seeing only the executive patients, which is about 7.5% of her client base, but provides somewhere in the neighborhood of 65% of her revenue. This full transition should be complete by the fall of 2019. The second location is almost at capacity. We're not running any new advertising campaigns. And the owner has taken 2 extensive vacations where she does not check into the clinic as before. So as you can see, and this is just really kind of phase one, we've been working with this client for 5 months, I believe, right at 5 months. And we're just getting started. We have another initiative that we're working on right now that is going to add another stream of continuity income. I believe we'll add another $150,000 a month, $150,000 a year in profit once we get that up and running. It's going to take us about 3 to 4 months. I'm not permitted at this time to go into detail on that. I may never be able to. It's kind of a unique thing, a lot of work that they've done for the last 18 months. We've done a little bit of a switch to it. So now there's going to be continuity income coming in from it. But here's the thing. I want you to think of this phrase, consumable and renewable. If you are purely in the transaction procedure-based thing and you are always living and dying on how you did that day or how many leads you generated, let's get you off of that. Let's get you off of that merry-go-round, of that hamster wheel. And let's get you at least a quarter or a third of your revenue coming in so that it's what I like to call membership-based, if they're paying each and every single month. Okay? All right. If you have any questions on this, feel free to contact me directly. Feel free to share this with your other doctor friends. And I look forward to the opportunity to speak with you and for a few of you, work with you in the upcoming months and weeks. All right, everyone. Have a great day.